Hello and welcome back to MindMed. We have a Reformer workout and it's a full body with no bar. I've taken mine off, or you can just push it down depending on the Reformer you have. We'll work through the whole body and I'll guide you through with all the things a physical therapist has to say. Use the lightest spring you have. Place your hands on the platform and your knees on the carriage, and then take a moment, inhale, and on your exhale go through a nice cat stretch and really round your spine, making sure you're also rounding your cervical spine and your lumbar spine, and then inhale and into a cow stretch and give that thoracic spine some good awareness and some focus to extend all the way, and then pulling your navel in, tucking in your head and your tailbone. And then the opposite way with some focus on the thoracic spine. And one more time, rounding all the way. And then find that last extension, cow, and then back to a neutral. Now making sure your face is lifted off the floor, the shoulders are wide and centered, the elbows are micro bent, making sure you have space between your arms and between your sternum and the floor. Neutral spine all the way down to your tailbone. Your toes are tucked under, and then inhale, and on your exhale, lift the knees, hover them, and then place them down and push back into a child pose. Coming back, bringing the shoulders right above your wrists, knees off, abs are on, pelvic floor is lifted, pulled into your abdomen. And then back, all fours, try to find that right away, and then don't move the spine as you float the knees up. Place them back, sitting back, high child pose, reach, coming back, find the position, find stability. And stretch your shoulders out. Rotator cuff is on, shoulder blades are wide, your rib cage lifted out. And then stay up here and tap the knees down and down and down. Feel like you're moving from the shoulder, so there is a hinging movement there, but the spine stays in one piece. The abs are pulling into your spine and they're stabilizing your transverse, your obliques are on, the ribs are connecting towards the center line. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Place the knees down, stretch yourself back one more time. Big reach, lengthen, feel into your body, and then come back. Place those shoulders above your hands again, knees underneath your hips. Now pull your face an extra bit back. Knees up, and plank. Now engaging your glutes, engaging your abs all the way, pulling back and extend and find length between the crown of the head and the heels all the way. Reach. Glutes to support your hip joints so you're not leaning in there, you're not sinking into your hip flexors. Keep lifting from your sternum, from your rib cage. Try to pull it out of the shoulder blades. And feel the length to the base of the skull, creating space there. Feel resistance on the way out, resistance on the way in. Pushing your way through, breathing. Engage some lats outside of the shoulder blades. And we'll have 4 more. 3, 3, 2, and 1. And then one more deep child pose. And then coming up, roll yourself up seated on your heels. And take the hands behind the back, reach back, open the shoulders. And then grab the straps. I'm using the small straps here, and I'm adding a spring for some bicep curls, walking myself forward to create an extra bit of resistance. And then I'm hovering my pelvis, my sit bones over the heels, pulling the shoulders back, opening the chest, but closing the ribs, and then pull into biceps. Just to a right angle, not to get the ropes in the way, and also not to lose resistance in an unfortunate angle. Keep opening through your shoulders. So you have to resist the temptation to curl the shoulders in at the end of the bicep curl. Keep lengthening your neck. Chin and chest are feeling the connection. Abs are tightening and wrapping around. 10 more. Feel your glutes engaging. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, full body is engaged, and 1, and then sit down on the heels. Now take the arms up here, and then push all the way forward and up, and back down. Make sure you're centered, you're long through your spine, overhead press. Pull the shoulders down and away from the ears. Feel supported through the shoulder blades, nicely anchored. More. 9, ribs are pulling in. 8, make sure to check on the neck. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then release. And let go of the straps for a moment. All fours here, and then the right arm all the way out, inhale, and then exhale, reach the other way, and inhale, and exhale. One more time. And other side, inhale, and reach, exhale, and in, and exhale, and in, last exhale. And then bring the right foot forward. I'll take off that spring so I'm back to my lightest. And first, I'm taking a stretch for my hip flexor on the right side. Trying to lift through your sternum, maybe even coming up a little higher here on the fingertips. And then coming up, stepping that right foot in just a little bit. So you can stand up here, and then we're gonna lunge and coming back. Nice and clean with your hips square. So making sure your pelvic crests are facing forward, your shoulders are facing forward, and you're working both butt cheeks, both sides glutes. Keeping the ribs connected to your navel and to your pelvis. Making sure your front knee is aligned. Check on the back foot, toes facing forward, and then hold it down. And pulse. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release it, and I'm gonna face the other way. Adding a spring here, and hands together. I'm starting with my foot close to the edge so I can really work that whole resistance. So down into a squat. Now I'm pushing, and I'm trying to push with both legs. Abs are closing towards the midline. Working glutes, abductors, so gluteus medius is full on. I'm trying to spread my toes and be very awake in my feet, kneecaps forward. I got my pelvic floor on board, lifting up. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. And then release. We're gonna switch to the other side, taking off that extra spring, and we're gonna start all the way down in that lunge, opening my left hip. Enjoy lifting through your chest. It should feel nice and long through that whole left leg. Releasing the right hip, and then just step it up a little bit. Take your time to come up, and then go down into your lunge. My platform is very small underneath that pad, so I really only have space for the ball of my foot, which requires a lot of balance. So depending on your situation, you're in luck and you have some more space to actually put the whole front foot down, or you're gonna have to work your calf a little harder. So with my heel floating, I have to do a lot of balance work, but also a lot of work in my calf. Keep your neck aligned and strong, so as the arms are going up, you're not letting go of that stability there. Check on your hips being square, both butt cheeks on, think big butt, voluminous glutes. Four more. Last 2. Long through the crown of the head, and then stay down here, still lifting through the crown of the head. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming up, and then switching. I'm gonna add a spring. And then holding on to my hands, down into the squat and open, close. So you should have a fair amount of resistance here. So you can just about push it. And both butt cheeks are full on. And now, since it's the second set here, second time around, you'll feel those glutes already a little pre-exhausted. We'll have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and release. Stepping on the carriage, take the arms up, and then exhale, rolling all the way down. Taking a stretch here, and then just by the way, I'm gonna let go of my lightest spring, so I'm with a medium, one medium spring here, and getting ready for some back extensions. Those ones are a little tricky to fall backwards, so carefully pull those straps between your legs to your chest, and then find your flat back here. And then inhale, rounding, and then keep the straps by your chest. Exhale, inhale, and exhale. And exhale. Extend and work your back extensors all the way through. Feel the sit bones pushing out to the back. Top of the head reaching forward. Slightly diagonal, close to horizontal. Spread your toes. Feel them alive. Inside ankles are lifted. Last 4. 3. 2. And 1. And then back down onto the left elbow. I'm taking off all springs now and pushing off into that side plank. Now I'm letting go on this side, and then I'm pulling the carriage in by lifting my side up. Inhale, lower, and exhale, pulling it in. So a fair amount of side core work here, supported by some good front work too. So you want to make sure that you really close the rib cage still, always in that side plank, making sure the ribs aren't pushing forward, and making sure that left shoulder that you're actually on is nicely centered. So you want to stay on top of the elbow. You want to make sure ball and socket are aligned, and you're not pushing forward here, but you want to pull it back. Reach through the top arm. Two more. And one more. And then switch to the other side. Reaching up through the top arm. Lift your pelvis, let it sink. And again, pulling the shoulder back into the joint. Rear cuff. Switching on your glutes, both butt cheeks. And then feel that side core really engaging, eager to do the work. This is what's moving the carriage. And we have 4 more. Keep that front work up, navel in, ribs closing. Last 2. And then release. And turn the other way, bring the carriage in. I'm just gonna put a light spring on. Reaching forward, taking a moment here to stretch. And then come back up and take a side bend. And to the other side. And then hold on to your straps. Have your heels up on the shoulder pads. Maybe you want to hold on a little further forward if that's the length that your reformer is providing. Inhale, and then exhale, slowly rolling back. And then depending on the strength you can count on, you can go all the way. And exhale, coming back up. If you need more support, you can put the feet down here. Up here on the pads will be a little harder. And also just do half roll downs or 3/4. Inhale. And exhale. And just using that tiny little bit of help the reformer gives you. And then let's work where it's the hardest, right there. And then we're just gonna go up a little and down a little. And work right where we need it to build strength for that roll up. To build strength in the deep core, pulling in all the way, making sure there's no pushing out whatsoever. And then hold it where it's the hardest and pull the elbows back and forward, and you just want to maintain that beautiful ab work no matter what the arms are doing. You just do a little row, which isn't even hard on the arms. So you can be very diligent about the shoulder work, about what your shoulder blades are doing. Your neck, so there's no pushing forward of your face, but mainly it's a distraction for the abs, so they have to work a little harder to maintain their work. Four more. 3, 2, 1, and then hold it here and extend and bend, and 9, 8, 7, 6. Make modifications if this is not for you. Put the feet down all the way and only just lift the feet a little bit. 2 and 1. And then release over your legs all the way. Deep breath here. And then come back up and onto your knees. So I'm gonna add another spring for my triceps. And we'll pretty much do the opposite way of what we did earlier on for the bicep curls. So the elbows are gonna be pushing in and then push. Making sure you find your position and your resistance accordingly. Now we need the shoulders all the way back again. Resisting the temptation to curl them in. So all about stability in the shoulder girdle and in the shoulder joint. Drawing the abs in and lifting through your pelvic floor. If you could just pick it up and just pull it in and not in and up. Check on the feet so they don't feel crampy and left out. And we'll have 4 more. And release. And then right onto your forearms, we're gonna keep a heavy resistance here, pushing against some stability here. So you lift your knees and then push away and push. Stability in the shoulders. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release, and I'm letting go of 1 spring. And now, same thing with much less resistance, but also less support. You'll feel much more in the core now. Lifting the knees and push and pull. 9, still feeling stable above your elbows. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. I'm gonna add 1 spring for some stability to just put my feet in the straps now. Pushing away. Now you want to anchor your sacrum. Make sure you really feel that bony structure in the carriage, and then slowly coming up. Try to release here. Try to keep your spine in a neutral, your pelvis in a neutral, slowly finding the stretch, and then back down again. Finding the stretch, the release in the hip. And down. And then let's just circle. keeping your pelvis stable, keeping pelvic floor, transverse, obliques, and rectus abdominis. Keep them all on. Nice package in your core. And therefore also your little stabilizers, multifidi, and others in the back. So those are the ones that are stabilizing between the segments of the spine. Some are direct, and then there's the ones that are skipping one vertebra, and then they're skipping two, and so they're all just taking care of the stability between the individual bones. And then we're going to go the other way. And just two more this way. And then bend your knees, curl in. Now your tailbone can lift off and just go into a little rocking side to side. Bring the feet down on the pad and open your arms. And let the knees go side to side, opening through the hips. And also rolling over your glutes and giving them a little massage, loosening them up. They will need it. And then gently coming up into seated. Push yourself away one more time. And then come back into a cross-legged. Feel your sit bones pressing down. Feel the spine elongating. A happy spine, nicely mobilized, feeling fresh, feeling alive. Breathing through the body, enjoying the moment after a workout, after body awareness, and then take the arms up and big circle, big inhale. And bring in all the good things you need and take them down into your heart. Thank you so much for joining. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you here again soon. If you like this workout, please consider supporting my channel by hitting the new Super Thanks button below. Any contribution is highly appreciated.